Attention kittens! This series is all about the most iconic objects in home decor, but this little icon might just be the luckiest of them all. The Japanese lucky cat, aka the Maneki-Neko. The internet, where cat videos reign supreme and our collective obsession with felines knows no bounds. But before Grumpy Cat, Neon Cat, and the classic Cats vs. Cucumber compilations, which I still cannot get enough of, and even before the global empire of Hello Kitty, there was one iconic feline who paved the way, the Maneki-Neko. My name is Becky, and you can find me on the Sorry Girls YouTube channel where we teach you how to DIY your way to a home you'll love. I am so honored to be your host for this new season of Iconic Objects, and I hope to live up to the fantastic job that Caroline Winkler did as your host last season. All right, let's get into it. Now, this iconic feline figurine often gets mistaken for having Chinese origins, and that is because these are so popular in Chinatowns all around the world. That thought, however, is incorrect because the Maneki-Neko story begins in Japan. So there are tons of different folklore tales that will tell you the origin story of this cat, but I'll tell you the most popular one, and it begins with an old monk living with his little bobtail cat in a small Gotokuji temple in Setagaya, Tokyo. So it's said that there was a samurai lord hunting in the area when all of a sudden a thunderstorm comes out of nowhere. This story is taking place in Japan's Edo period, which fully explains why there are just samurai lurking around. Okay, so the samurai lord, what does he do? He takes refuge under this tree from the storm. This tree happens to be across from the temple we mentioned earlier, and what does he see? The little bobtail cat seemingly beckoning him to come closer. By the way, it's also important at this time that you know that this is how we beckon in North America, but this is how you beckon in Japan. And you can see how this sort of resembles a cat with his paw up. So the samurai gets the memo, heads over to see the cat, and just as he leaves, a giant lightning bolt strikes the tree. The samurai, forever grateful to the bobtail cat for saving his life, went on to become a generous patron of that temple. And the beckoning cat, it went on to become the ultimate symbol of good fortune. And so, today class, what have we learned? Well, that body language is literally everything, and there is a big difference between waving and beckoning, and knowing that could save your life. In all seriousness, it is very easy to assume that the lucky cat we see in the windows of homes or at the front of businesses is just waving to us, especially since a lot of them now have arms that do just move back and forth. But we need to remember there is a difference, because the beckoning action is an invitation, or at the very least, it's letting folks know that luck and good hospitality lives here. This friendly feline encapsulates all the historical love and affection that the Japanese hold for these creatures, along with their deep-rooted belief in mythological cat power. I feel like that's an intro to some superhero movie. I just want my cat suit to come on when I say that. Mythological cat power, assemble. But deep-rooted belief in the power of cats is not just exclusive to Japan. As I'm sure you guys know, cats are super important in lots of cultures all around the world. I just know that all the cat people out there are rejoicing watching this episode because the cat versus dog debate has been plaguing people for years. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is the sign that you cat people have finally won. And I get it, cats are pretty great, but I'm still left with one burning question, and that is, how did the Japanese lucky cat, like the actual thing itself, go on to become such a massive global icon? From paper lanterns to room dividers to wabi-sabi to Japanese minimalism to the embrace of floor culture in modern furniture design, something which you can actually learn more about in the most recent edition of A Style Is Born, it goes without saying that Japan has had a massive influence on modern architectural and interior design. And not to mention their electronic toilets. They have heated seats, bidets in the front and the back. The Japanese have truly ushered in a technological revolution for potty hygiene.
They're years ahead of us!
Side note, Wayfair does offer an entire line of these electronic Toto toilets. So we've got My Neighbor Totoro and My Toilet Toto. It's a good time to be alive. Okay, but let's bring it back to the cat, because the cat is a cultural contribution. She is an icon, and she is the moment, and she's synonymous with the also adorable and also phenomenal Kawaii Aesthetic. Lords of interior design, give me the strength to do kawaii aesthetic justice in just one small minute, and forgive me because I know it deserves more. In a small pastel, starry-eyed nutshell, the kawaii aesthetic is a much popular, much celebrated, uniquely Japanese visual embrace of cuteness. But even that is an understatement. Kawaii aesthetics are happy, tear-evoking, inner child healing, and completely emotionally disarming levels of cuteness. This aesthetic emerged after World War II as a subcultural call to the return of innocence, whimsy, and playfulness. But how? Through this uniquely fantastical and adorably imaginative version of world building. And over the decades, kawaii aesthetics have become nationally embraced in Japan, eventually exporting to the rest of the world through art and fashion, manga, anime, gaming, toys, and yes, even cats. According to this internet article by J-Life International, in modern times, the emergence of a kawaii culture in Japan has played a key role in popularizing the love of cats and pets in general. Small, fluffy animals that rely on their owners for love and affection appeal greatly to this subculture that focuses on anything, well, cute. Hello Kitty! Hello Kitty is another cultural behemoth of a cat that's leapt far beyond Japan to international superstardom. But let's not forget, the Maneki-Neko beckoned so that Hello Kitty could wave. Truly, there are so many things that make an object iconic. It would be remiss of me to assume that the only reason people love this lucky cat is because they're looking to get lucky. Maybe they're super fans of feline folklore. Maybe they're embracing the kawaii aesthetic. Or maybe they're just cat people. Either way, there's something undeniable about the allure of this little guy, and personally, I feel a little luckier with him around. And if you, like me, could use all the signifiers of cuteness, good fortune, and catitude you can get your hands on, you can inundate your home with slews of decor at wayfair.com. Good luck to you!